back to the YouTube channel Pro Enzo Vids, and tonight's video is a very interesting video, but it really becomes my opinion on this one because of what I think this team can achieve during finals. And it's exciting because we've obviously seen how good they've been this year, and you know, obviously finals is a step up for many clubs that are playing finals this year, and obviously is a a big achievement to even make the finals. But I reckon with the Broncos, this is the club I'm going to talk about tonight, the Broncos. And this is why I reckon that they're a team that are destined for grand final success. The question is, can they go the whole way? Don't know yet, but you can't rule it out. But mainly, this is my thoughts on the Broncos and why I think they are ready for a grand final this year and why they are destined. That's the word I'm using, destined to make the grand final. That's in my opinion. But look, before I start, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. This goal of 3,700 subscribers is still very possible this month. So please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, look, it'd be greatly appreciated. And I do appreciate all your support recently. Right, with the Broncos. So, look, this year was a year where the Broncos exploded, obviously. You know, we saw bits of it last year where they just missed the finals and finished ninth. You know, we're very close to making the finals last year. But obviously, consistency, I guess a lack of desire towards the back end of the year costed them. And that's probably just the thing that may have hurt them the most in the off-season to why they've redeemed themselves and looked as good as they are this year. I also think with the Broncos, you know, they are a team full of talent. You know, they've seemed to take on a while to get there. You know, obviously, 2018 was the last time they were really a real threat. I know they made finals in 2019, but 2018 was the last time they were a real threat. And obviously, since 2019, they've been really building. But it comes down to many things and why they were building since that year. I know they've had that issue with Wayne Bennett and Anthony Seibold, you know, changing coaches and swapping positions at the time, where Bennett went to South Sydney and Siebes went to the Broncos. And look, obviously that didn't work. That's clear as day. But I guess the squad also took its toll as well. Players ended up leaving. Some players stayed on longer than they probably should have, and stuff like that. And obviously now the Broncos sort of based their rebuild and their, I guess, the way they built the club back up again was through all their rookies and juniors that had coming through the ranks. You know, we see guys like Ezra Mam and Reece Walsh today exploding, and you know, you see guys like Xavier Willison and Brendan Piacura on the verge of being a consistent first graders. You know, so they're definitely you know, laid a really good foundation since that wooden spoon they got in 2020 and that really bad season. And 2021 wasn't much better, even though they didn't get the spoon, but it was still a building time. And that was obviously Kevin Walters' first year at the Broncos. And credit to Kevy, he's really come into that club back again, and he's really known what to build and who to put in the right place, in the right positions to get this club back up and going. He started by signing Kurt Capel and Adam Reynolds, and I think Adam Reynolds is the biggest one that's probably turned the club around. The Broncos were lacking a leader and a real voice in the field, and someone that could be motivational for the rookies and the rest of the squad. And I think Reynolds has been a big part of the reason why they are where they are today. But Kevin Walters, yeah, he's really built that squad up, and he's really gotten them to where they probably should have been last year. But this year is the year for the Broncos, it seems. But look, after all that effort of rebuilding for the last couple of years, they seem to have finally found their feet and they found their groove, which is great to see. And I reckon the Broncos are the next club to challenge the Panthers. They've already beaten them this year, round one. They won that game in Penrith by a point. Or, yeah, it was a really tight game. I think it was by 1 or 2 points. Can't remember, but they won. And then, obviously, when they played each other again at Suncorp, the Panthers won. But it wasn't by much. And see, the Broncos this year have proven that they can go with the best. You know, they really have proven that. And see, yeah, I think this is their year because, you know, they've obviously worked hard for each other, and they've obviously made 2023 a year where they should be really looking forward to a title, but more so just being competitive. But now, as the season has progressed and what they've done, it seems like they are a real genuine threat for the title. But I also think they're locked in for the grand final. So, well, you know, look, I say locked in because I believe they'll be there on grand final day, but it's not guaranteed, obviously. But I just think because of what they've achieved and what they've done and how they've look a lot more mentally tougher, Their attack's so exciting with Reynolds and Walsh and Mam and Cobbo finishing off the tries at the playmakers and the guys that create all the try assist and stuff, and what Cobbo does at the back end of it. It's just so entertaining. Great forward pack too. Patrick Carrigan's a class lock, probably lock of the year with Tyler Harris, if I'm being honest. John Ritchie and Kirk Hayport, two great back rowers who run the ball hard and obviously are great defenders. Ricky's improved his defence a lot. And, you got Payne Haas, who's probably the best prop in the world, along with a few other guys up there. But, yeah, look, Haas has always been a gun, and I think this year he's really taken his game with more confidence, and that's been proven consistently. Because I think in the past he's struggled with consistency, but I think this is the year where he's really just found his potential a bit more. And I think that's why he's been great every week, and he's been getting the reps he's been getting. But, yeah, look, I think the Broncos and what they've built, a good culture, a really good team, a really well-balanced team, if I'm being honest. Great forward pack, great backs, and great depth too. So they've really built a good side. They've got a good coach in Kevin Walters, who, obviously was questioned a bit last year and at the start of this year, but I think he's proven his credentials this year. So I think, looking at who can compete with Penrith, yeah, there's a few clubs. Storm can do it. They've already proven that before. The Warriors can, and the Warriors are a team that, obviously is a dangerous team in their day, but can be a little bit inconsistent. But, this will prove this week, on Saturday, if they can go the length for the Panthers this time. They did a Magic Round, but can they do it at Penrith? That's the next task for them. But, yeah, look, I really think it's the Broncos' time. I really think it is this year. I think if it's not this year, then it's next year. But when you think about it, I don't think you work as hard. I don't think you work as hard as you do the next year if you really worked hard this year and miss out on what you should be achieving by now. And for the Broncos, I feel like that's a grand final. If it's a win or not, don't know, but it's a grand final. I think that's what the Broncos should be aiming for, and that's why I think they're just perfectly balanced and are strong enough to get there on grand final day. I truly believe that. So, look, it's obviously not everyone's, I guess most people have chosen the Broncos to be in the grand final, but it's not everyone's pick because they've had Storm and Warriors and even Knights, to make the grand final. But based on this year and based on form, it should be a Broncos and Panthers grand final. It really should be, and that's my final grand final prediction for this year. But there could be an upset, and I really hope there is because, obviously we've seen the best of Penrith, and that's credit to them for being so good for a long time now, but you'd like to see a bit of difference in there. And I think the Broncos are the club that can really rock the Panthers if they do make the grand final and verse them, So, yeah, I think the Broncos have worked really hard to get to where they are today, and I think there's no better way to reward themselves making a grand final this year. But do they go the whole way? That remains to be seen. But everyone, that's my thoughts on the Broncos and why I think they are ready for a grand final this year and why I think they are the next sort of side to make that big step up to the big dance. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. But again, as always, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and like I said, comment your thoughts on this one.